Are you gonna get the new Harry Potter game? Someone told me not to buy it. Something to do with J.K. Rowling being a fentanyl kingpin. Queenpin? I don't know if there's a feminine version for that word because I think it's a bowling term. I just don't want to offend anybody. But yeah, responsible for thousands of ODs. J.K. Rowling could sacrifice her own children if that gave her the divine inspiration to create something new. I'd probably get it. That's a little extreme. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I really want to explore Hogwarts as my own wizard that I created. And I want to do it in peace. With a clean conscience. You think chopsticks were made because Asians couldn't think of a fork? No. Not only do they teach skill and discipline at a young age, the overlooked original purpose of chopsticks was to develop a callus between the fingers. See, when used from an early age, these thick calluses develop. What for? To catch arrows during a raid. When a village was being sacked and the enemy was making it rain arrows, the common folk could just step outside. Contribution. And they prepared their whole lives for that moment, so it was almost exciting for a plunder to happen. They even made a game out of it. Whoever caught the most arrows got a fork. And the losers just had to take home their arrows and break them down and make more chopsticks. Made them hope one day they could earn their fork and eat a little faster than everybody. And this is why you see all the advancements made by the Asian culture over the years. Because of these guys. Did you know that seeing a dragonfly is an omen of a healthy environment? Ecosystem? Whatever? I haven't seen a dragonfly in years. We used to see them so often that you would always get a glimpse of them procreating in midair. You know, they'd be floating around, and you would think it was just one really big dragonfly with 8 wings. But then you look a little closer and go, holy shit, beautiful, right? I actually haven't seen them since the Russians started moving into the neighborhood with their sour cream and potato dumplings. It's not a racist observation. It's just oddly coincidental how the timeline matches up almost perfectly. Hey Siri, are there dragonflies in Russia?
Okay, I don't listen when they're dragonflies.
Target bag is essential for rice holdings. Someone told me you should shop at Walmart because it's cheaper. Do you know why we go to Target instead and pay a little extra? So we don't associate with those who hawk loogies in parking lots. Disgusting. That is an obvious trait of an Atlantean descendant, which Walmart tends to attract. The original founder of Walmart, solid gentleman, knew the truth about Shitlantis. He was ready to expose them for their obnoxious pride in their fecal disposal and their strange obsession with foreskin lint. Unfortunately, he passed before he was able to do so. That's when the ADF, the Atlantean Descendant Federation, or asshole doodoo fuckers, they swooped in, took back the scrolls, and made an oath to make the Walmart kingdom their own. So the next time you happen to find yourself at a Walmart and you see a human hakalugi in a handicap stall, You turn the fuck around and you go to Target. I almost forgot. In certain Asian cultures, chopsticks facing up like that means somebody died. Hopefully a filthy fucking Atlantean scumbag. You know why you're failing in math class? Not only did you marinate in the womb too long, you should have only been in there for like 5 months tops. But your mother was lazy. She sat around a lot. But it's mainly because when you were born, they cut your umbilical cord when they were supposed to pull it. Your father was supposed to take it and pull start it out of the belly button. This starts you up for life, sort of like a lawnmower, but it gets the juices pumping to your brain. I never got the pull string start method. That's why I am the way I am today. That's why I'm an innie. And us innies gotta work a little harder to maintain mental stability. We didn't get a head start like the Audis. And you know, it's unfortunate that we don't get some sort of pass from society for the mistakes of our parents or some doctors. But we just gotta do what we can and move forward. You know, I was trying to save you in that delivery room, but then I got kicked out of the hospital and your mom filed a temporary restraining order against me. But now look, she needs me to pick you up for soccer practice, which you suck at. But that's her fault, not yours. Don't beat yourself up. You know, I used to have trouble peeing in public restrooms too. That's why I stole this from Groom Lake when I worked there. It's Moses' staff, the same one that he led the Israelites out of Egypt with. When they were in the desert and they were thirsty, he just tapped on a rock with this thing and water came flowing out the stone. So here, you can have it. Just take that there to the bathroom and give yourself a little taparooski with it. But very important note, you have to pray and ask for permission every time you use it. Because one day, Moses was pissed off and he forgot to ask. So the Heavenly Father just took him out. Just be very careful. Here's the manual. You know, when your great-great-great-grandfather died, he left behind like a whole list of tips, like life hacks. You know, so that he could feel comfortable leaving this world knowing that his descendants would have some guidance to help them breeze through life. But I only got to see the list once when I was like 6, and I can only remember 2 things that stood out. And one was, if you're having trouble sleeping, you just think about little people. And 2 was, you can never change a Russian's mind. They are set in their ways. Oh, no way. There's a little person over there. Oh, yeah. You ever have one of those days where you're just like, oh, I don't feel like myself? That's because those are your gay days. We all get them sometimes. You know, when you're like, oh, I just feel down. Well, of course you're gonna feel down if you're still trying to act straight on your gay days. You know, next time you feel that depression coming, just gay out. See what happens. That's what I do. Well, here's your mom.
Hey.
You look strung out again.
Whatever, I don't want to hear it. Just give me my kid.
What, so you can drive him around all fucked up like that?
Like you never drove around with him fucked up before.
Never on purpose. That was an accident. I forgot that the orange juice amplified the mushrooms.
Whatever, just give me my fucking kid.
You need help.
Hey.
Hold on, buddy.
Hey. What are you doing? Hey. Hey. What the fuck are you doing? Give me my fucking kid, you dumbass. Give me my fucking
Maybe
kid.
try microdosing heroin. Wean off the hard
You
shit.
son of a bitch.
Oh, bro, you still got the kid. My sister's all pissed off. I'm just trying to help. Help yourself first, bro. At least I got a car. This isn't even your car. I thought you said it was a company truck. At least I have a job which provides... Hey, I get one job too, okay? You're looking at an official guardian of the sovereign kingdom of Hawaii. They're paying us for that now? Let's just say there's plenty of pork in my freezer. Pork is good? It's nothing but pork, bruh. I cannot fit anything else inside there. I'll take some. You're not sick of pork. You don't have to eat it the same way every night. You can add some barbecue sauce to it. America it up a little bit. Oh, what you talking about, America it up a little bit? Look how that turned out for us. I'm just saying. You take some pork, take some American barbecue sauce, put it on some sweet Hawaiian bread. It's good. I can't tell if you're fucking with me right now. Are you fucking with me? No, I'm not fucking. Is he fucking with me? You know your mom called? She said she's changed because she experienced ego death. Now you're definitely not going back there. These people always talking about ego death. If your ego was really gone, then you'd shut the fuck up and stop bragging about it. These people walking around with no egos, thinking they're better than us. You'll lose the ego and then we'll talk. Oh, you're on a different level than me. Pardon me, sire. You know, if you're gonna push ego death on the masses, you gotta do it in a subtle way. Subtle? Like the waffle company. You know, Lego my ego. Lego my ego. Let go my ego. They had a saying, a positive mantra, when we were just kids. And we didn't even know what we were doing. That's how it's done right. None of this pretentious hippie bullshit. You know, it used to be, don't talk to me until I've had my coffee. Now it's, don't talk to me until you've drank a blended cactus from a clay bowl. Drug addicts. You ever wonder why you've never seen a redhead out in the grass? It's 'cause they're like these higher evolved humans. They're descendants of these beings from Zeta Reticuli. And they get reticuled because naturally we're like threatened by higher evolved beings. It's just how we are. They can adapt and look more like us, but it's a very painful process. If you stick a barefooted redhead out in the grass, their hair will start to go brown or whatever, but it hurts them really bad. And they start to get really itchy. So it's like torture. Have you ever seen the Harry Potter movies? 20 different redheads throughout the whole films. Not one scene of a barefoot red out on some Hogwarts turf. And if you ever do happen to see one out in the grass, they're inauthentic, pretending, mental illness, like your mom. Think she's Emma Stone or something. Brain dead. What? Littering? The airport brings in trash every day and gets away with it. Hey, here. You want some beef jerky? No? It's valuable stuff. Well, but everyone complains that beef jerky is too expensive. It's really not. We're getting a bundle deal with beef jerky. If you think about it. See, most things, like, say you need cereal, you gotta buy milk. You need a new toothbrush, you probably gotta get toothpaste. You need a new car, you gotta get registration, DWI fines. You want bread, you gotta get mustard. Thank God, beef jerky still comes with the silica gel packet. Can you imagine if we had to buy that separately? We're getting a package deal. Beef jerky is a damn bargain. I never understood why people love sunsets so much. It means the day is over. That's when the voices get louder. And they celebrate it too. Like, oh, yay, the big orange ball of fire is hiding for the night so that the demons can come out and turn up the decibels. You know, when I was growing up, there was a sort of epidemic of cats getting stuck in trees. It was in every TV show, commercials, children's books. You know, help, my cat's stuck in a tree. Some people think, you know, was this really such a common occurrence? Or was the media trying to push some sort of hidden message like brainwashing with the whole cat tree scenario? And others go, nah man, the military was testing some shit out on our grass and our driveways and it was making the cats come off of the ground. No, neither. You want to hear a secret? It was me. I put the cats in the trees. For fun. Me and my buddies, we would take our super soakers and fill them up with tuna water, ride down the street on our bicycles, and shoot the trees, knowing damn well that Mr. Whiskers would catch a whiff of that and the old lady would have to call the fire department. See, we didn't know that this activity would trend worldwide and become part of like neighborhood menacing 101, if you will, but it did. But don't tell anybody. I think with the statute of limitations I'm safe, but I don't need people judging me based off of my past actions. However, I did get baptized, so everybody can kind of go fuck themselves. You said you were doing a report on the Statue of Liberty? I never did see it. When I went to New York, I got drunk on a stoop and got a cheesesteak from a bodega at 2 a.m, like an American should. I wasn't gonna waste a minute to go see some statue that the French gifted to us in pieces. Let's not forget, they gave it to us in pieces. That's like when your in-laws who despise you buy your kids a bunk bed on Christmas, so you have to spend your whole day off putting it together. That's how the French thought. They had in-law mentality, except it took years to assemble Lady Liberty. And guess what? The shit turned green after they put it up. 20 years later, the shit turned green. The long con. And the French, they just laughed. They said, "Oh, stupid American, the joke is on you." 'Cause what better symbol to represent our country than a statue that resembles an old penny stuck in a drain pipe? Statue of Liberty. Statue of shit. You know, lightning is fascinating. It's just this deadly force of energy that strikes randomly. And if you just so happen to be holding onto a metal pole, its chances of striking and killing you are increased. Sort of like your mom. She also holds onto metal poles and has a higher chance of getting hit. And she's indoors. You'll get that one in a few years. It's more of a long-term investment. Enjoy being young. Growing up is sad. I knew I was growing up when I started thinking about shipwrecks from a pessimistic point of view. You know, when you're a kid, a shipwreck is this mysterious sunken vessel that may possibly contain vast amounts of treasure. You know what a shipwreck is to a grown-up? A house for fish. And it's covered in fish shit. And people drowned in there. Died a painful death. Their lungs filled with water. Salt water. Probably burned going down. You ever gargle salt water when you got like a sore throat and you accidentally swallow some? That's how they died. And if there does so happen to be any treasure on board, guess who gets to keep it and bask in all of its riches? The museum, so it can sit under glass instead of water. And every day, someone comes over with a little Swiffer and dusts it off, just so that the taxpayers who keep the museum afloat can pay an entry fee on top of the taxes that they pay, so that they can take a gander at some old watch and some rusty coins. Cherish your youth. You ever hear people blabble about how the bee population is declining at an alarming rate? That's 'cause bees are dumb. I used to prank them all the time growing up because it was so easy. When I wasn't putting the cats in the trees, my second go-to neighborhood menacing activity was putting fake flowers outside. I'd put them out and I'd sit and wait for the bees to try to come and pollinate them. They'd be so confused and exhausted that by the end of the day, when came time to report back to the beehive, they'd do roll call and they'd have nothing to show for their hard day's work. They'd get banished from Bee Kingdom. Now, do I feel bad about that? It's not my fault that the queen bee is a dumb cunt who can't take a joke. That's the problem with monarchies. No sense of humor. And the only reason that the bees don't rise up and overthrow the queen is because they only get one sting and then they die. Like little kamikaze pilots. Imagine dying after throwing a punch. Punching bag businesses would only sell to the suicidal. The downside to that would be no repeat customers. These are Armenian pickles. Whatever the fuck that means. Did you know your great-grandfather sold breadcrumbs for a living? He didn't even have any baking experience. All he did before that was clean toasters for a living. I asked him one time, I said, "Grandpa, what kind of breadcrumbs did you sell?" Like Italian? Panko? All of them, he said. He even said his breadcrumbs came with a little surprise in the bag like Cracker Jack. Said if you were lucky, you might get a cockroach leg or a wet suicide note. You know, I used to be a Jehovah's Witness until the church went eco-friendly. I asked the pastor, I said, "Hey, if we're living in the end times, then why do we got recycled TP in the bathroom? And why'd we stop printing those brochures that we hand out? The people expect brochures. That's our thing." And he goes, "Oh, just in case." Now how am I supposed to have faith in an establishment like that? Hey, we're living in the end times, but do you have a moment to hear about our environment? Just in case? I don't know. Do I have a moment? I'm confused. Just in case. Pick a side. Pick a cause. End of times or defend the times. You can't be both. That's what we call uncertainty. A sign of poor leadership skills. You know, people always complain about you kids and your screens. Always staring at their screens. When we were kids, we played in the yard. I don't blame you for choosing the screen over the yard. Grass is itchy. Did people forget how itchy the grass was? That phone may be exposing you to a little bit of radiation, but at least it's not like the grass that left us covered in rashes like we just played duck, duck, goose in a Chernobyl classroom. To hell with grass. That's why we step on it. That's how little bit we respect that plant. All that maintenance. just to have a nice lawn to sit next to while we grill some hot dogs. Your generation might just take out the lawn. I'll salute you. Maybe use moss or something. Become the moss era. When future scholars measure history from this day forward, they'll use the acronym BM, before moss. And they'll say, can you believe these primitive idiots used to maintain a patch of grass outside their house year round? They invested in machines that had knives at the bottom, and they rotated like a fan, and they kept the grass at just the right length so that when they walked through it, their legs wouldn't get grazed and sliced by little spiky balls that resembled World War II era naval mines. Grass. I just went to the flea market. There was a guy with no arms selling handmade bracelets. That gives me hope. I have no factories. Maybe I can still somehow mass produce thousands of mechanically assembled bracelets. I litter, and people hate on me for it, but you know who doesn't? Birds building nests. Just think about the hard-working single mother bird trying to provide for her family. She's been out all day collecting twigs and coconut husks, and she's almost done, but the sun is going down. She might need about 3 or 4 more twigs to complete the nest, but she's exhausted. She's been at it all day. She's got blisters on her beak. She's just about lost all hope when all of a sudden a slight breeze comes through and she hears a Haagen-Dazs wrapper drags across the asphalt. She swoops down and grabs it. Boom, she just got a new wallpaper and it's waterproof. You're welcome, nature. Litter more. Save the single mother birds. These deadbeat bird dads don't even stick around to build the nest for them. I'll do it. I volunteer as tribute. Let's see what we got. Straw paper. Is this a hot sauce packet I'll never use? Or is it a spicy foundation for a new bird family? So, this has been bothering me because I feel like it should be common knowledge by now. I used to be a part of the International Olympic Committee. Back in the day, when you won the Olympics, they give you a big shiny cup, and they called it a trophy. Now, when you win, they give you a coaster for that cup, and they call it a medal. This is where the issue begins. The trophy, the cup for the coaster, is supposed to get delivered to you later on because they personalize it for the winner. The winner is so eager to show off their coasters that they hang them up at their house, right? Coasters belong on a countertop or a flat surface. So when the guy comes over with the trophy, the cup for the coasters, he sees them hanging and he goes, what am I supposed to do? Place a cup on a coaster horizontally? That would defy gravity. And I don't have super glue. Even if I did, I don't have the time to sit here and hold the two objects together until it dries. I'm a busy guy. I'm the trophy delivery guy. And he turns around and leaves, and no one ever gets their trophies anymore. You know, I didn't get many compliments growing up. About 13 years ago, somebody complimented me on my posture. I've been trying to stand like I did on that day ever since. But I don't remember how I stood. I don't even remember what I did that day that made me stand like that. it's for the best. I like to give people the hiccups. It's easy. All you gotta do is hype them up and make them feel real confident. Watch. Hey man!
What?
You could be anything you wanna be. The world is yours. You got this.
Hey, thanks, man. I really needed that today. Oh, no. Oh, fuck you, man.
What?
You know what, man? Oh, why did you do that? You son of a bitch, man.
Whoa, watch out!
Oh, you almost gave me a damn heart attack, man. Oh, I can breathe.
Huh?
Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, man.
I went to a tool museum. The tour guide told me that the Phillips screwdriver is called that in honor of its inventor, Henry Phillips. I said, cool. But who invented the flathead? Some guy. Some nobody. Somebody far more humble than Henry Phillips. Perhaps he was a farmer, and he was working on a fence one day, and when the townspeople heard about it, they came over to praise him for his invention. And he said, "Please, I am only a man. Do not admire me for my amazing contribution to society." And until his dying days, every time he walked among the townsfolk, there were whispers. "That's the guy that invented the flathead screwdriver." "Bullshit! I swear to God. I'm gonna go ask him. Hey, mister, are you the guy that invented the flathead screwdriver?" He'd smirk. "I think you have me confused with someone else." "Hey, Mr. Flathead, if you're up there, thanks. And fuck Henry Phillips." You know, I had a roommate who was addicted to huffing compressed air. I like to imagine the sense of relief that the dust mites in his room must have felt. You know, he'd come stumbling in with like 5 cans of duster. They'd start freaking out. "Oh no! We're done for!" Then he'd just start ripping one. "What the fuck is this guy doing? He's crazy!" Oh yeah, he's crazy. But you know what? I think we're gonna be okay. And as his life fell into shambles, the dust mites lived on in peace and harmony. We should all strive to be like Genghis Khan. Kinda. His reign of terror was in no way racially motivated. He just massacred whoever stood in his way, from plunder to plunder. He didn't care what you looked like. Genghis Khan didn't see color. Well, other than red, because he painted a large fraction of the planet with it. Can you be racist if you put your DNA in everybody? If you had to choose a tyrant, you look at the scoreboard and their motivations. Be like Genghis. Kinda. Like, view everybody as one, without obliterating countless metropolises and villages. I finally got back my Element 115 that Bob Lazar stole from me in the 90s. I modified the truck to run off of it. I had to beat his ass real bad to get it back. Maybe that'll teach him to never steal another man's rare, questionable, foreign power source of alien origin again. Buckle your seatbelt. Merry Christmas. Watch.
You got any needles on you? Oh, leave me alone. Leave you alone? You mean needle you alone? You don't have any leaves. Oh. Hey, Dave.
What?
What does a Christmas tree and a heroin addict have in common?
Needles?
No. They both need water. Bitch.
You know, one time I got so messed up on a farm that I had a conversation with a scarecrow. I said, "Hey, Mr. Scares Crows, what is it you do for a living?" He said, "Isn't it obvious? I'm an accountant. I take inventory of these crops." I'm like, oh yeah, I should have known that. It's not that I'm insensitive, it's that we live on an island 2,000 miles away from any motherfucker. So, fuck them. It's not our problem. You can still have empathy for people dying across the world. It's not really a distance thing. Oh, alright, not a distance thing, okay. So why don't I write them a letter? Sorry you're getting blown to bits. I hope this reaches you in time so that you know somebody cares before you vaporize and become one with the sand. That's fucked up. I know. I just quit vaping. I've been trying out those nicotine pouches, but they make me nauseous. Nauseated. What? They make you feel nauseated. That's what I said. No, you said that they make you nauseous. To say that you're nauseous is indicating that you're either exuding something or doing something that is making other people feel nauseated. Bruh, shut the fuck up. What, you think you're so smart just because you were out in the middle of the desert working on alien spaceships or whatever? No. I didn't touch any alien spacecraft. It was a time travel program. Oh, time travel. Yeah, that's why your brain is fried. At least I can speak English. I choose to speak like this, okay? What, you think I cannot talk like you? Did you know asshole hair is to protect us from the elements? No, that's awful. Does that sound like me? They say dolphins can recognize themselves in the mirror. Crazy. That's what mirrors are for. It's good to know that dolphins are not experiencing identity crisis. Who gave these dolphins mirrors? Now they'll always be late. Do these Japanese fishnets make me look fat? I guess the true test is to see where they go with the mirrors. Will they build telescopes with them or snort sea coke off of them? Both tasks will be difficult for them. They don't have the hands required for building, and they'd have to snort the blow upside down. Gives a whole new meaning to the term blowhole.